Have you ever tried to talk about something that hurt you? And somehow the conversation stopped being about the issue at all. You bring up a concern calmly. You explain what you felt. You're not attacking. You're just trying to understand. But instead of staying with the topic, something shifts. Suddenly, they're explaining why your timing is wrong, or why your tone is the real problem, or why you misunderstood what happened. And before you realize it, you're no longer talking about what hurt you. You're defending yourself instead. This is called deflecting when confronted. Deflection happens when a person redirects attention away from the original concern instead of engaging with it directly. It doesn't always look aggressive. Sometimes it sounds reasonable. Sometimes it even sounds calm or logical. But the effect is the same. The focus moves away from your experience and onto something else. Why does this happen? Because being confronted can feel emotionally threatening to someone who struggles to tolerate blame, discomfort, or vulnerability. Instead of sitting with the feeling of being wrong, misunderstood, or imperfect, the conversation is redirected to regain emotional control. The goal is not always conscious or planned. Often it's automatic. Shifting the focus reduces internal discomfort, and once attention moves away from the original concern, the pressure of accountability also decreases. In healthy conversations, both people can stay with discomfort long enough to understand each other. But when deflection happens repeatedly, the original concern rarely gets resolved. Over time, you may start preparing your words carefully, trying to say things perfectly, hoping the conversation will finally stay on track. And when it doesn't, you might begin wondering if you're asking for too much. But wanting to be heard is not asking for too much. When deflection happens occasionally, it can simply mean someone feels defensive in the moment. But when it happens consistently, across conversations and over time, it becomes a relational pattern. Repeated deflection during confrontation is often recognized as a narcissistic relational pattern, not as a diagnosis, but as a behavior pattern that protects one person's emotional position while moving attention away from another person's experience. And the confusing part is this: you may leave the conversation feeling like nothing was solved, even though you talked for a long time, because the discussion never stayed where it started. When you can recognize deflection as a pattern, something important changes. You stop trying to explain yourself perfectly. You stop chasing resolution inside a conversation that keeps moving away from the issue. And instead, you begin to see what is actually happening in real time. Awareness doesn't force conflict. It simply gives you clarity. If this helped put words to your experience, like the video and subscribe to the channel. This channel exists to help you recognize narcissistic and manipulative patterns calmly, clearly, and without blame, so you can trust yourself again. In the next video, we're going to explain why they change the subject and how conversations can shift direction so subtly you barely notice it happening. Click here to watch.